Hey, New Life Assembly, I'm excited to bring you another video update. This has been one I've been waiting to do for weeks now. But before I get to this update, I just want to thank you for all your flexibility, for everything that's been happening here over the last several weeks when it's come to sitting at home watching our services, when it's come to our virtual Bible studies, our Facebook Messenger life groups. You've been such an intricate part of making these things be successful, especially every time that you hit share on Facebook. Think about the fact that before this happened, we didn't have this kind of a presence online. We weren't streaming our services to hundreds, potentially soon thousands of people across the country, perhaps even across the globe. We weren't quite there yet. So yes, this has been a difficult time and a tough time, but it has also given us a new focus on how we can reach more people for Jesus. It's also taught you and I that there are some different ways to be able to communicate and connect together, that it doesn't have to be on a Sunday morning at church, but that we can email one another and we can call one another and we can see each other on Zoom, or we can message back and forth about the services. So yes, it's a tough time and a difficult time, but it has certainly brought some positivity out of things that have been happening for our church. This past week, as most of you know, Governor Stitt announced his plans to reopen Oklahoma. A few days after that, our district superintendent, Frank Cargill, he announced some guidelines and some tips that he would like our Assembly of God churches to consider as we look to reopen our churches to bring everyone back together. In conjunction with what they had to say and with what some state and local health officials have had to say, and in hearing and discussing some things with many of our team members, we've come up with a plan to bring us back together on Sunday mornings. Please understand, it's just a plan for now, and if things have to change, we're going to make those changes. So this isn't 100% set in stone, but it's the plan for now. Before we do get back in here on a Sunday morning together, there's a few things that I'm going to ask everyone that calls New Life Assembly home to please consider doing. And that's first, if you've tested positive for coronavirus, for COVID-19, or you have some of those symptoms, please stay at home. Take the 14-day quarantine that they're recommending. Follow up with your doctor. Continue to follow us online. We're keeping that online presence beyond this situation that we're currently in. If you're 65 years of age or older, if you have a compromised immune system, if you've got some underlying health conditions that put you at a greater risk of contracting COVID-19, we're going to ask you to remain at home until June 7th and to not come in for the first wave that we're going to have here in a few weeks. We're going to ask everyone that when you do come to church during this first wave, that you would check your temperature at home before coming in. If you have a temperature of 100.4 or higher, please stay home. Follow us online that morning. Jump on oknewlife.com, watch the countdown for the live stream, and just enjoy the service from your home. We would ask you that, especially if you have a fever, don't come to church that morning. So, I know what you want me to get to. Pastor, when are we coming together? We're coming together on May 17th. This is the initial return for us, the wave one, as I've mentioned, for us to get back together. Now, this is only Sunday morning. This is not Chosen Youth Ministries for the youth group at Sunday night. This is not kids ministry or nursery or toddler. This is not Wednesday night Bible study. This is not life groups getting back. This is all Sunday morning. All of those things will remain closed or continue to meet online as you have been. We're going to have masks and hand sanitizer available for anyone that wants them. We're not going to require anyone to have them, but if you want them, we're going to have some of those available. Unless you're someone that is preparing to serve on that particular Sunday morning, maybe media, worship team, greeters, ushers, some of those types of people, we're going to ask you that when you come to church, could you remain in your vehicle until 10:15? That gives everyone who is in here time to get ready, and some of those who are going to be designated to help sanitize and to clean all those common touch points, it gives them time to make sure all that stuff is done. You're saying, but Pastor, what if my child or my spouse is set to serve that morning and I'm not? We're going to ask you to please remain in the vehicle in the parking lot or go grab breakfast and come back at 10:15. We want to do the best job we can to try to keep things sanitized and keep things contained. Families, we're going to ask you that when you come in, please sit together. I know that it's really big around here for the youth group to sit together and the kids to sit together, or other friends to sit with other friends. But during this time, we're going to ask you to please sit together as a family. Again, I want to just make it known that we're trying to keep everyone in the sanctuary and have the restrooms available when needed. So all of the other rooms in the church, we're going to have those closed off. Nursery, toddler room, kids' church, upstairs youth room, fellowship hall. We're going to ask everyone to remain in the sanctuary or in our lobby area. Please don't disperse to the other parts of the building. We're also not going to have any handouts at the door. We're also going to not have coffee served here at the church. You're welcome to bring your coffee with you, your tea with you, whatever you want, but we're not going to be serving any of that during this first wave of opening beginning on May 17th. Seating may look a little bit different. We may have some rows missing. We may have some rows set further apart. We're just going to see which one of those is the best practice for us. But seating may look a little different. Again, please hear me. Families sit together. We're going to ask the families or the individuals who are sitting in those rows to leave at least 2 chairs in between you and the next family or the next person that's going to be sitting there together. We do want you to know that, we are going to have our greeters at the door to welcome everyone. We still feel that that's super important. We're going to have them there. Don't be offended if they don't shake your hand or they don't give you a hug. But listen, just know when they smile and when they wave at you, they tell you it's so good to see you, they mean it and they love you and they really want to give you a high five or shake your hand or give you a hug, but they understand that we're asking them not to for now. This is going to be tough for many, many people, but please follow those guidelines. We're also going to make sure that here on stage that we're doing the best that we can up here. We're not going to have anyone sharing mics, and so we're just trying to do the best that we can to keep some of that spread down as much as we can. The good news with all of this is that on June 7th, we believe everyone's going to be able to come back together. So it is that June 7th day that we're going to be back, and we should probably see the chairs back where they're supposed to be. All of those people who were 65 and older or had some health issues happening, we believe that that's going to be the best time for you to come back with us. Yes, we're going to continue to encourage everyone to maintain some good health standards. That day, kids are going to be able to be back for their service, and the classrooms will be open. Chosen Youth Ministries will be able to be back together that Sunday night. I hope that this excites you. I know it's a little different, and yes, I want to have everyone back together, but we just feel that these are the things that we need to do to best take care of you, our New Life Assembly family. So hey, get this out to as many people as you can, and I look forward to seeing the majority of you here in this sanctuary on May 17th. Have a great rest of your day. And thank you so much for being part of the New Life Assembly church family, where you know it as well as I do. You come for church and you leave as family.